Welcome, everybody, back to some Camp Cretaceous coverage, some surprise coverage, I guess you could say. It's been a little while, I think, since what season was that? Season 5? Was that the last season?
I thought we were done with this. Why are we back here?
We're back.
We said last time it was our last episode.
We did. We were shedding tears. It was a very sad day, but we're back with more Camp Cretaceous, this time with a hidden adventure. And I'm joined once again with Tom Jurassic here. What's going on, dude? How you doing? It's been so long.
I'm good. I'm embracing the stash, as you can see. So
I barely recognized you. I barely recognized you. You kind of you look like a secret agent.
It's been so long since we did the last episode that I've grown about 2 millimeters of hair on my face.
That's true. It's been, like 6 months, and I saw you were starting it way back then, but yeah. But we do have an interactive episode to talk about. So this episode was kind of teased a while back via some sort of marketing material. I forget where. Do you remember when that happened? It kind of dropped, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool. When is that coming?" Okay, well, there you go. He has no idea. It was so covert that Secret Agent Tom couldn't even figure it out.
It was hidden.
It was a hidden adventure. But we did get this dropped on Netflix, and we're going to talk full spoilers. So we've had access to this for a few weeks or so. I've gone through it a handful of times. I went through it like once on my own, and then once with my son. And then within those 2 times, I kind of visited a few different segments and just different choices and things like that. Just because I could, and also because when it ends, it gives you 0 time to think about what to do next. So it just like automatically starts playing. I think you've gone through this like what, once, right? Or so.
I'm going to do it more after it drops officially for everyone.
Yeah. And it's actually, I gotta say, like the choices are pretty drastic, whether you go this way or that way. Sometimes it doesn't really matter too much, but there are really big consequences to the story if you choose to go this way or that way. And going back through and revisiting things, I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, wow, like I'm surprised to see that this part of the storyline didn't show up at all. Like it's not like it just took a different path to get there. It literally didn't show up at all. So I thought that was pretty interesting. What about you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that stood out for me really was how well realized it is as an interactive experience. So I was using the Netflix app on my Xbox Series X, and I was a little bit sort of concerned going into it about how well optimized it would be for a console. But it worked really well, and I think you hit the nail on the head that a lot of the choices here are quite meaningful and they do shape the story. So it's not a case of loosely narratively connected decisions that don't really have any impact. It does feel like you're in control of this story, and I think that's always really hard to do with a kind of choose your own adventure style piece. So I think Netflix and Dreamworks absolutely smashed it out of the park in terms of the presentation of it. I think it's really it set a high bar for what I would look for out of this kind of experience, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty good. I've done a handful of them on Netflix before. They're all really fun. It gives you barely any time to choose, and there's a sense of urgency, especially with this show. Other experiences that I've done, there's not necessarily that sense of urgency. Like, I need to make a choice now. In Camp Cretaceous,
quick, Brad, make a decision. Do you want Tom Line 1, Tom Line 2, or Tom Line 3?
Tom Line 3, go. What is it?
Well, there it is.
Perfect. That's the choice I wanted. That is exactly the route I wanted to go. But no, there's a lot of tension to it. You know, the kids are kind of bickering over which way to go, should we wait? Should we go? When you do the wrong thing sometimes, you don't only just end up in a different part of the story, you actually just die and reset. It starts over, so it's like, that's it. You're the kids in previous seasons, everybody makes it out unscathed, but this time around, it's like smash. Whoops.
Yep.
Sorry about that. You're dead. I think is exactly what Mr. DNA said.
So there's two things I really love that you've prompted me to talk about.
Okay.
The first of which is the first person camera. So I love how it actually like goes into Darius's
Twists
head,
around. Yeah.
almost like the in the Modern Warfare 2 beta where you like drop into the map and into your character. I thought that
exactly.
was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden the character's like, okay, which choice am I gonna make?
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is the Mr. DNA. That moment where I died and then I get Mr. DNA pop up. I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Mr. DNA bits because I was like, wow, like we are revisiting like Mr. DNA with that original background and everything. It felt good. It felt good to be, back part of that Mr. DNA sequence in a way, and just having him explain what we did wrong and maybe where we should go. And they pretty much just dropped you into the correct path once you died. So I thought that was pretty nice. You didn't have to go back and revisit things and do it again. You just basically went, well, you went down the wrong path. You should have stayed and waited. And then you just, start waiting. So I really dug that. I thought it was pretty good.
Impression.
You know what? I was waiting for the phone to ring, Dreamworks. It did not ring. So I'm not there. First it was Brad X, no call. And then it was Mr. DNA, nothing else. So
mate,
maybe
we're
next
gonna
time.
have a cameo. What I'm gonna do in Tales from a Jurassic World Season 2, there's gonna be a radio DJ called Brad X, and it's just gonna be you.
Dude, I'm in. I'm down. I'm down for sure. But I have a handful of things that I really liked. You have a handful that you liked. Let's go with one of yours. Just seeing that Raptor squad again, that was really cool.
Yeah,
it was only a handheld video camera, but it was still really cool to see.
it was really cool. I just think it's always nice seeing more of sort of that era of Jurassic World, and I thought it was cool that there was the reference in this section. I think it's Darius who says it, to Owen Grady being a well-known Velociraptor trainer, because I feel like we always thought that the Icarus program was quite kind of behind closed doors, but clearly not, and clearly those raptors were a little bit more public knowledge, which is quite cool.
It's interesting because it's bridging that gap between like what you thought and what like Lego Jurassic World has done. Where Lego Jurassic World, Owen is a celebrity, like he is front and center. He's on the billboards, but he does seem like he's more of a behind the scenes employee. But they do bridge the gap well, because the other kids are like, who? Which I appreciated. I appreciated that Darius would be the only one to know who he is. And then all the other kids are like, what are you talking about? Who's Owen? And I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty comical. But yeah, it was sad seeing those raptors again. Cool to kind of revisit that raptor paddock again and get to the bottom of this hidden adventure storyline. So I thought that was pretty cool. Did you choose to let Bumpy stay or go with you?
Bumpy came with me to the raptor paddock.
So in that case, Bumpy was the reason that you got away from Blue unscathed, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. If you choose the other one, the camcorder distracts
Blue slashes the throats of all the okay.
Yeah. No, you never know. I never know if that's going to be something that happens there. But but no, the camcorder plays the raptor squeals and stuff like that. Like it keeps playing and it distracts Blue away. So I think that's what really ultimately.
Oh, that's so sad.
So that's
she's like, oh, my pack are alive. No, they're not. They're still dead and charcoal.
Yeah, my dead sisters. I hear them. Are they ghosts? Where are the ghosts of my sisters?
I mean, to be fair, there's a ghost of a Brachiosaurus on Nublar and all.
Okay, yeah, fiery ghost. So let's see. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go stick in that kind of area there, because we get to learn a lot about this guy, this Brimford guy. Blanking on his first name, something with a W. W Brimford.
Horatio.
That's not a W, but oh no, wait, it was an H, wasn't it? It was an H.
It was HB.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Product placement for HBO Max.
Howard HBO Max. Yeah, I think that's what it was. HBO Max. Now HBO Max comes up on the screen and he's like, has anybody seen Owen Grady? Now I got to sit here and do my best Bill Nye impression all the time because Bill Nye, the science guy, was Brimford. And as soon as he started talking, I was like, whoa, Bill Nye's a part of this. Bill Nye's in the Jurassic universe now. That is amazing. That is so cool. For me, it's exciting because Bill Nye has been part of like the Disney parks and stuff like that. And when you go on Dinosaur the Ride in Disney World, you can hear Bill Nye talking about dinosaurs and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is a nice little, like, he's here again. He's part of the dinosaur universe again. So I thought that was really cool to get him in this show. Somebody who I watched as a kid, you know, I was sitting there cheering, Bill.
Wait, so is he actually voiced by Bill Nye?
Yes. No, I'm just making this all
That's
up.
crazy. I thought you'd gone way off on a tangent. I didn't realize he was actually voiced by him.
No, yeah,
I just
never
went
know crazy for a second.
Authentic voice actors or not with you, Brad.
It was me. I did all the voices in Hidden Adventure this time. No, but Bill Nye was there, and I thought that was fantastic to get Bill a part of this universe here as this Brimford character, who's kind of like, he's like a little bit more of a frazzled kind of. I don't know. He kind of like that, but like an Ian Malcolm, because he has all the warning signs. He knows everything's wrong, but he takes it to a different level and he starts stockpiling. He starts stealing the food and stuff like that. Makes a bunker. Is putting secret, like he has a secret note that the guys throw away or whatever. So it's like it's a really cool little, you know, unraveling of
I like
mystery
the thought
for
that
the
Owen
kids.
actually had no idea who he was as well, and he like gets this note and it's like, who the hell is this guy, and then just throws it away.
Yeah, it's like that guy who in Sonic. You remember the Sonic movie? I don't know if you saw that, but there's this guy who's like, I've seen the Blue Devil. There's a Blue Devil, or I think that's what he calls it, running around the forest, and nobody believes him. And then in the end, he's like, you know, everybody's like, he was right. So I kind of like, he's kind of like a little eccentric scientist guy that nobody believes, and turns out he was right all along. But yeah, it's a fun character.
Brimford's a prepper, right?
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we do ever get any more of these kinds of things. Like, do they ever bring him back or anything like that? Is there any reason to? But a nice little touch there, and a nice addition. So another one though. Let's see. Let's talk about the Hidden Adventure, because you brought up the reveal of the Hidden Adventure here in the notes. I thought that was really cool too. It was a fun reveal. Which way did you go? You said you went the security area, right?
Yes.
To get to, so that's where they get the reveal of what Hidden Adventure is there. And then in my case, I took the Main Street approach, and then we have to go and track down that book that was from, I don't know, season 2 or something like that. And inside there, it's like, there's the Hidden Adventure. So, so there's 2 ways to go to reveal what Hidden Adventure is. And then when you actually see it in person, it's like, wow, this place is really awesome. This is a cool, I wish like we got more of this kind of stuff. This is the place that I've always wanted to see.
Exactly. This is what I feel like Nublar should have been portrayed as throughout Camp Cretaceous. We should have seen the water park, and we should have seen more of the smaller attractions like this. And it was kind of really bittersweet for me, because I thought it was really cool seeing things that were so well realised, like down to the Dilophosaurus statue that actually spits water as a water feature. I thought that was really cool. But seeing all of this, it made me feel a little bit sad that we didn't get more of that through Camp Cretaceous, because I think there's something very Jurassic about dinosaur encounters in an abandoned theme park kind of setting.
Yeah, for sure. There, especially in this episode, there's a lot of like eeriness to the emptiness of the park and different places that you can go. And I wish that there were less just open jungles throughout the 5 seasons, and just in more things like this plopped throughout the park. That could have been pretty cool. But you know, they've got a roller coaster
throughout the park.
More skyscrapers. Nondescript skyscrapers with no theming on the ground level. But yeah, this had a Jeep tour. It had a coaster. It had kiosks all over the place for food and whatnot. So yeah, I think it could have been a really cool, like, expanded upon area. And I
And
hopefully
it
we
had
get
a
to see more.
freaking roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like, how have we never seen theme park rides like that up until this point? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I loved it. I thought it was interesting. It was like Tyrannosaurus coaster, or something like that. A little weird name because like the coaster itself is blue. It's like straight up just blue.
Yeah.
And we do have the Velocicoaster down in Orlando, so like why not just name it that? That would have been great. I'm sure there's a rights thing there probably, but it was really cool to see that coaster, and a pretty thrilling sequence, because that was like one of I think my favorite part was that coaster sequence where did you take that? You took that route, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get to take it and you go up top, you spot that hatch area, you go round and around. There's actually some really beautiful shots in there too. Like I was like pretty surprised at how cool it looked. Getting the Tarbosaurus down there at the bottom and knocking over that T-Rex. It was a really cool sequence. I dug it a lot. So the coaster sequence was like number one for me.
I did just coming onto that Tarbosaurus as well. I make the joke in my non-spoiler review that InGen clearly aren't very good at list keeping, because we've obviously got another new dinosaur here. But I thought the Tarbo was really cool, and I liked how it took its design cues from the T-Rex, but was quite different as well.
Yeah, I dug it. I thought it was it was very T-Rex like, but a bit unnatural in a way.
What though?
What?
I say that, but you know what dinosaur this could have been that would have been a really cool deep reference to the website?
What's that?
Metriacanthosaurus.
Sure.
That would have been quite cool to actually see, I think.
Yeah, I guess. I really like the Tarbosaurus. I thought the Tarbosaurus was cool. I loved like visually how it looked. I know there's an uproar about how it looks online, and paleontologically speaking,
it's all right. That's
it's different. Yeah, I don't need. I don't need
a target on my back.
It's staying in the episode. You can keep it. I love just the way it looked. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't care that it maybe is not scientifically accurate. I don't care. It looks cool. It looks fun, and it's a nice counterpart to the T-Rex there. Very similar looking, but a little bit more like wild and unnatural looking. So I thought it was pretty cool. I had that on my list as one of my favorite things.
I thought it was really cool how the story with it mimics JP3 as well, where it's actually just following them because Darius smells at the nest, similar to the Velociraptors following Grant and Billy because Billy's got the eggs. I think it's cool showing that like more naturalistic reason for encounters happening, because it sort of helps to remind you that these are animals that have some kind of grounded motive for doing that, and they're not just movie monsters looking to destroy things.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting, because that's much like JP3 or the Lost World. Those Rexes looking for their baby. So it is
get cancelled again for forgetting the Lost World did it first.
Forgot the Lost World. Good job. But I appreciate it. That is a good point that you brought up. So Tarbosaurus was pretty high on my list. I dug that as well. Now you happened, like I said before, you happened to go down that path that brought you to the what do you call it? The security area. I did not originally take that, but I have gone down there and I have seen it. And it was a really cool sequence, because inside there you actually get the Sinoceratops fighting against. Was it actually Toro? Was it Toro?
Yeah,
because I was trying to remember the timeline, because this takes place between 2 and 3.
This is before Toro breaks his back.
Okay, all right. I still can't believe Toro never came back. Right, like that was it.
Yeah,
I'm still kind of shocked. But
Toro was here. Compies, mate.
I guess so. I guess so. And also, so did the kids almost, which I thought was really cool as
Yeah,
well. That was a nice little sequence. I didn't do all the choices within the tunnel area, but I thought that was fun. It was
yeah.
like a very claustrophobic area, very dark. They got what they needed very, very conveniently, but I thought it was cool to see that going down this route, seeing that Sinoceratops and Toro fight. And you pointed out that very similar to Fallen Kingdom, which was cool.
It's a
And
cool parallel, yeah.
yeah, you get to learn that Brimford was fired um,
Yeah.
because of these, I guess, conspiracy theories and stealing the things
There
and all
is
that
there's
stuff.
an
So
so there's an interesting tidbit in here, and let me just Google it quickly. Um, I just want to check this. So there was a really cool tidbit of information, um, and I just want to cross-check this. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just shout out to Jurassic Park Wiki, because this is a really useful resource. So yeah, it was spot on. So they went back and did their details, and they cross-checked it with Evolution of Claire, because in this they referenced Jurassic World opening in 2005, which is what's referenced in Evolution of Claire.
yeah, and Jurassic Park. Yeah, I mean, in Jurassic World, they said, did they say it in that movie that the park was open
I
for
don't
10
think
years?
they say when it opened.
No, but
They might say about the 10 years, maybe. Yeah,
I think so. Somewhere, I don't know where it was mentioned ever, but yeah, that was a 10-year thing. And then later on in the episode, you actually have to use a code to get into a thing, and you have to choose between
yeah.
2005,
Brad, you can say
2015.
the thing. This is our spoiler episode, mate.
I'm trying to think of what the numbers were. I was trying to remember. But
It's
yeah,
one like random set of numbers that are on the wall of the little
yeah,
food vendor thing.
21. Yeah. I did write it down at some point, but what was it?
It's
Because I thought for
2077, a nod to
20,
Cyberpunk.
2974. I thought for sure 2974 was going to be it, but it was, I guess not. I didn't
Mm.
try all the options. I actually ended up choosing 2005 first. But yeah, that was
The other options you get eaten by the Tarbo.
yeah. The hidden room was fun just because it was very
Yeah.
nice, very very nice room. This first off, this whole area is powered by like a turbine, right? A wind turbine, so that was cool.
Yeah.
But inside you get like just like dinosaur toys, books everywhere. There's food, there's a
This is the
TV.
center portrait.
Yeah, that was amazing. It looked awesome. And then the
It
kids are
looks
like,
so
it's a
good.
little too cramped for us in here. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Just I don't care. Just stay here. It's beautiful.
Don't
You're gonna
even
go-
get me started. I love it, but my God, does it break the rest of the show? Because they're like, oh, we need to find food and shelter. You've got this perfect survival bunker that's literally powered by wind.
Yeah, they could have escaped the Scorpius Rex and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Just just go right down
They
there.
have
But-
power. Did they not think to, I don't know, communicate with someone?
yeah. And last thing I think we could probably touch on real quick. I don't think you went down this route because you did the coaster. But if you take the other
Yeah.
route, which it says, should I take the truck or should I go on the coaster? And the other route is
Yeah.
not just a truck; it's actually a Jeep tour, which is really cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it has like it's a full Jeep tour, and there's like little surprises that pop out all over the place, little animatronics and things. And
Does it have
I
like
thought it was
paddock signs and that kind of stuff?
yeah, exactly. There's paddock signs.
That's pretty sick.
Not for like I don't think there are for like the dinosaurs and stuff, but there's like the East Dock kind of sign over there that's like up on the wall. So
Yeah.
but what I don't know. But within there's like baryonyx and different things and all kinds of different dinosaur animatronics and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. Tarbosaurus makes another
I might have
appearance,
to
and
do that.
yeah, definitely. It's really cool because you get that original park tour style thing again. And
Yeah.
I forget. I think in the coaster sequence they made a comment about I think yeah, I think it was that sequence where they pop open the things, right? Don't they? They pop open the
Yes. Yeah, the safety
the
bars.
harnesses, and you're like,
Yeah.
really? You're just gonna go ahead and just pop these things out? Sammy's like, you can't do that. Can they do that? And it was like very reminiscent of Gennaro. And then
Yeah.
if you go the other route, though, I'm trying to find out where it was, but Ben says like must go faster. Um, so yeah, that was pretty fun. But there was another comment on seatbelts, but I forget what it was. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little tour, and I thought that was fun, nice addition
Yeah.
because I always want them to add park tours like that or Jeep tours to Universal. So let's see more of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think
It's tragic that
any,
the reality is probably River Adventure getting built over it instead, but
keep going. They're gonna keep going with that. But yeah, I think for the most part, there's a few other sequences, right? There's Brachiosaurus, there's
yeah.
gyrospheres, there's
There's a cool moment where you get to see a herd of Gallimimus just chilling out in the
mm,
trees. And I thought that was
mhm.
quite cool because I feel like we've only ever seen the Gallimimus on the move. So it was nice seeing it just chilling out.
Yeah, they were just chilling there until the Pteranodon came over, and then
Oh,
that's where I
yeah.
that's where I made my first mistake. I chose to run, and then I
Yeah.
ran, and then I got eaten by the Baryonyx family there, and that
Yeah.
wasn't good. So
The
so yeah,
Baryonyx family minus Grim because Grim is already
yeah,
dead at this point.
oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Grim
Whatever
gets killed in
happened?
season 2. It's
Yeah,
Mitch
we
shoots
never.
her.
That's right. I remember that. I'm just trying to think because they went onto the boat, and then we ever see them again? The two of them in the other seasons? I forget.
Uh, Core Island.
What's that?
So that
Oh,
we know
Manicore Island.
that they're
Yeah.
at Core Island. Yeah.
Which, well, not Chaos, but the other one, whatever the other one was.
I think,
Um,
yeah, Limbo.
Limbo. Yeah, yeah, okay. Um, man, they went through it, huh? Um,
Yeah.
one gets shot in the face, one goes to another island, and one gets consumed
Burnt.
by lava. So but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that probably wraps up for the most part, a lot of our sequences and stuff that we visited, and I had a good
Yeah.
time with it. I thought it was fun. It was nothing too like groundbreaking or surprising in a Jurassic storyline or anything. It's interesting because like at this point
Yeah.
it's like what's canon? There's I don't know, a lot of people don't really consider the show canon anyway, but some creators will tell you it is, some will not,
You
who
could
knows.
say
You
the
know,
canon timeline is hidden.
yeah, it is, and trying to find it is not a fun adventure at all. Trying to figure out the canon of Jurassic, but yeah, I enjoyed it,
I
and
just live by the rule that Jurassic World is the only canon film.
only one. There's only one canon film, and
Yeah.
that's it, and it's a Christmas movie. But yeah, I think that's probably about it. Definitely, if
Yeah.
you have not seen it, oops, because you just listened to this whole thing and spoiled the
If
whole
you've
thing.
not seen it, why are you here? Go away.
If you have seen it, hopefully this was good. If there's any other things that we missed that you liked, let us know. Reach out. You can email us,
Yeah.
JurassicParkPod@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter at Jurassic Park Pod. I'm at Brad Jost on Twitter. Tom, where are you at?
I'm at _Jurassic. I think it's an underscore. I can't even remember my own username. We're doing great
We just have,
tonight.
we only
I
have all
was,
caps.
yeah. I was gonna say actually, I feel like this episode is a return to form for Camp Cretaceous in a sense because it felt a lot more grounded. And
For
felt like it was
sure.
showing us a lot more of the park than we got in season 4 and season 5. So I'm really glad that we got to round it out with something that felt a little bit closer to what I enjoyed so much about season 1 and season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely yeah, I didn't even think about that because, like I said, it's been so long, so I kind of
You've
forget
just
how things
wiped
wrapped
season
up.
4 and
Yeah.
season 5.
Kind of just forget how it all ended, but
You're like, they left on the boat at the end of season 3 and that was
that was
it.
it. That was definitely it, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that was the end.
Yeah.
No, I ended up liking what I ended up seeing in 4 and 5 to a certain extent, but it was definitely nice to kind of, like you said earlier, just see this new place and get back to an undiscovered area of the park. Something, we talked about it recently on The Wire. And it was based off of that Colin Trevorrow article where, you know, they mentioned like how many times can we just go to an island or whatever and do that story again. And me and Aaron were just talking about it. And I personally, I'm like, just always be on the island. I don't need it to go. I don't like, I'm good. You stay there. That's where it is. You know, you don't have to go crazy. I like the other stuff when they go other places, but I always want to see more stories on the island. I don't think I'll ever get tired of that. And if you just keep doing these hidden adventure part 1, part 2, part 3, however many you want to end up doing. Well, I guess they wouldn't do hidden adventure again because hidden adventure was the place, right? So, you know, if you just wanted to do it, you know, Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous,
adventure.
Water Park, Consumed Adventure. What is that? Just about fire?
Concealed.
Oh, concealed. Okay. But yeah, any like random place that pops up, please do them. I know Darius.
Hidden in plain sight adventure.
Hidden in plain sight adventure. Yes. Paul McKell-Williams had mentioned on Twitter, or no, not Twitter, Instagram, that like this is the first you know, interactive experience for Camp Cretaceous. So maybe it was a blunder. Maybe he didn't mean to say that. Or maybe it is the first. Maybe there's going to be more. Who knows? But hopefully there's more on the way for Camp Cretaceous or
Just
other
wait
animated shows or whatever.
The rise of Brad X.
I mean, yeah, we could, honestly. It's, you know, my phone's ringing. I'm getting a call from, who's that, Scott? Hold on, I gotta mute this real quick. I'll call him back. It's fine. I'm sure it's just like a voice for a robot or something. It's fine. But I appreciate you coming to talk about this real quick. What do you think? Should we run or should we hide? What do we do? Should we? Make sure we pick the right thing.
We should finish this fight.
Let's do it. This is the only thing I could find. Or I've got him. Get out of here.
Wait, hold up.
Oh, wait. I literally...